Imagine this. You're caught in a heated debate. Voices are rising. Your heart is pounding. You're not just speaking anymore. You're defending your pride, your intelligence, your identity. Every word you say feels like armor, every sentence a sword. But here's the twist. So is the other person. You're not listening. They're not listening. You're both waiting for your turn to strike. Then, out of nowhere, a calm voice, let's call him Zed, leans in and says something that stops you cold. You've already given up your power. Wait, what? You're fighting. You're holding your ground. How is that weakness? Because according to Z, the moment you let emotion dictate your reaction, you're no longer in control. And real power? It doesn't shout, it whispers. So let's break down the philosophy behind silent strength and the counterintuitive power of restraint. Why we argue and why it's not about truth. Most people think arguments are about logic, facts, truth. But if you've ever been in a real argument, you know better. They're emotional, personal, raw. Zed would say we argue not to uncover truth, but to protect our ego. Ego defense. Admitting you're wrong can feel like a personal failure, so we dig in even when we're not sure we're right. Control games. Arguments quickly become battles for dominance. Who speaks louder? Who gets the last word? It's not about being right, it's about winning. Social performance. Sometimes it's not even about the other person. It's about looking confident in front of others, about signaling intelligence, strength, composure, even when we're faking it. To Z, these are not signs of strength. They're signs of inner instability. If someone can provoke you, control your tone, and pull you into a shouting match. Who's really in charge? The philosophy of power, control without combat. Z's philosophy is rooted in an ancient idea echoed by minds like Friedrich Nietzsche, the will to power. But not power as we usually define it, not brute force, not winning arguments. Real power, according to Z, is inner command, the ability to control your own mind and, through that, the environment around you. You don't prove power by dominating others. You prove it by choosing not to react. And that brings us to the silent weapon, strategic restraint. Real-life masters of silent power. Let's look at 3 people who mastered this kind of control, not with noise, but with calm dominance. 1. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor who never lost his cool. As Roman emperor, Marcus Aurelius had every reason to react. Wars, betrayal, chaos. But through his Stoic practice, he learned to pause, reflect, and act only with purpose. He wrote, "You always own the option of having no opinion." That's silent power. He didn't let emotions drag him. He dragged emotions where he wanted to go. 2. Maya Angelou, the voice that made silence. Thunderous Maya Angelou didn't argue to be heard. She used carefully chosen words, often quiet, always impactful. She once said, "I've learned that people will forget what you said, but never how you made them feel." Power is not always what you say. It's the space between the words. 3. Bruce Lee, the fighter who rarely fought. Bruce Lee understood that the highest form of combat was to never need it. His philosophy wasn't about defeating others, it was about mastering the self. Be like water, he said, fluid, flexible, patient. That's how you win without the fight. The psychology. Why silence disarms. There's science behind all this too. When you stay calm in an argument, you force the other person to confront their own emotions. You make them doubt, reflect, and sometimes unravel. You create tension, and tension gives you control. Most people overtalk when they feel weak. The strong, they speak less and listen more. The takeaway, silence isn't weakness, it's mastery. So next time you feel the urge to argue, to prove yourself right, Pause. Ask yourself, am I responding with power or reacting from pride? Because the loudest person might win the moment, but the calmest one controls the outcome. And that, my friend, is the true art of silent power. If this made you pause, if you're drawn to deeper truths and quiet strength, then you're in the right place. Like, subscribe, and keep exploring with us. Because real power doesn't shout, it thinks. See you in the next one.